A Rolls-Royce is more prestigious, a Ferrari is more exciting, and a Lamborghini attracts more attention. So why do some of the richest people on earth quietly choose Rolls-Royce? Think about that. When billionaires can afford almost any asterisk car in the world, why would they choose a brand that rarely dominates headlines? Why do CEOs, royal families, hedge fund managers, tech founders, and old money elites continue buying Rolls-Royces year after year? Because Rolls-Royce isn't competing in the same game. While other luxury brands fight for attention, Rolls-Royce mastered something far more valuable, respect. And in the world of wealth, respect is often worth more than attention. Today, Rolls-Royce sits at the very top of the luxury automotive hierarchy. It's luxurious, without being flashy, powerful, without being aggressive, prestigious, without demanding attention. And that balance helped transform Rolls-Royce into one of the most successful luxury brands on earth. But here's the fascinating part. Rolls-Royce was never supposed to become the billionaire's favorite car. In fact, there was a time when the company was fighting for survival, a time when the future looked incredibly uncertain and many believed the brand would disappear forever. Yet somehow, it survived. Not only did it survive, it became stronger, richer, more desirable, and eventually one of the most respected names in automotive history. The story of Rolls-Royce isn't really about cars, it's about status, identity, power, and understanding how wealthy people think. Because once you understand that, you'll understand why Rolls-Royce became the ultimate choice. Most people believe wealthy individuals buy luxury cars for comfort. Others think it's about speed, and some assume it's about showing off. The reality is much more complicated, because the wealthier someone becomes, the less practical purchases become. At a certain level of success, people stop buying products. They start buying asterisk symbols. Symbols of achievement, symbols of identity, and symbols that communicate who they are without saying a single word. And few automotive brands communicate identity better than Rolls-Royce. Imagine two wealthy entrepreneurs. One arrives in a bright orange supercar while the other arrives in a black Rolls-Royce Phantom. Both are rich, but they communicate completely different messages. The first says, "Look at me." The second says, "I have nothing to prove." That difference matters especially among the ultra-wealthy, because real wealth often prefers subtlety over noise. Rolls-Royce mastered subtle luxury better than almost anyone. That's one of the biggest reasons billionaires love the brand. It doesn't scream, it whispers. And sometimes, whispers are more powerful than shouting. To understand how Rolls-Royce reached this position, we need to go back more than a century, long before social media, long before influencers, and long before luxury SUVs became fashionable, back to a completely different world. The story begins with a man named Henry Royce, a man obsessed with engineering, who believed cars could be faster, stronger, and better. At the time, automobiles were still evolving, manufacturers were experimenting, technology was advancing rapidly, and competition was intense. But Royce wasn't interested in building ordinary vehicles. The goal was excellence. From the beginning, he wanted to create machines that delivered performance, reliability, and craftsmanship. That philosophy became the foundation of everything that followed. Because luxury without quality eventually fails, but luxury supported by excellence can survive for generations. Henry Royce became obsessed with details, tiny details, the kind of details most people would never notice, small vibrations, mechanical imperfections, and minor inconsistencies hidden deep inside the machines. The average customer wouldn't care, and most manufacturers ignored them completely. But Royce couldn't. To him, every imperfection represented failure. Every problem demanded a solution. Again, and again, and again. Over time, that obsession evolved into a culture. Rolls-Royce built its culture around perfection, not improvement, not excellence, but true perfection. Eventually, the world began noticing. Royal families, industrialists, political leaders, and business magnates People who could afford almost anything repeatedly chose Rolls-Royce. Every powerful owner strengthened the same message. If the world's most influential people trust this machine, there must be something truly special about it. And that perception began compounding, year after year, generation after generation, until the name itself became valuable. Not just the product, the name. Because once a brand reaches that level, it stops selling objects, it starts selling meaning. And meaning can become extraordinarily expensive. This is where luxury becomes fascinating. People often assume expensive products cost more because they're made from better materials. Sometimes that's true, but the biggest luxury brands earn their value through symbolism. A luxury watch tells time, a smartphone tells time. Yet one costs a few $100s and the other can cost hundreds of thousands. Why? Because customers aren't paying for function, they're paying for meaning. The same principle applies here. The vehicle is only part of the purchase. The symbol attached to the vehicle is where the real value exists. And symbols are powerful, especially among people who already possess wealth. When money stops being a challenge, identity becomes the next priority, and identity is very expensive. If reputation were the only reason Rolls-Royce was expensive, the company would have collapsed long ago. Reputation can attract customers, but reputation alone cannot justify a $1 million price tag. Eventually, customers ask a simple question: what am I actually paying for? And that's where Rolls-Royce becomes truly fascinating. Unlike most manufacturers, it doesn't think like a car company, it thinks like a luxury house, more similar to a Swiss watchmaker, a custom yacht builder, or a private jet manufacturer. Most car companies are obsessed with scale, but Rolls-Royce is obsessed with individuality. Most companies ask, how can we build more cars? While Rolls-Royce asks, how can we make each car more special? Imagine walking into a dealership, not as a visitor but as a buyer. You're not simply choosing a vehicle, you're entering a design process that can take months. Rolls-Royce doesn't just sell vehicles, it builds personal statements. Every customer arrives with a different vision, different tastes, and different stories. And the company transforms those stories into physical objects. There are customers who have requested paint colors inspired by sunsets, oceans, jewelry, family heirlooms, or childhood memories. At this level of luxury, customization isn't a feature, it's the product. The wealthy don't want what everyone else has. That's exactly what they're trying to avoid. If everyone can buy the same thing, the product becomes less special. And special is what luxury is all about. This is where the famous Bespoke program enters the story. The Bespoke division transforms customers into co-designers. Instead of choosing from a limited menu, customers influence nearly everything. Colors, materials, embroidery, wood selections, metal finishes, and custom artwork. At that point, the vehicle stops feeling manufactured. It starts feeling commissioned. Think about the difference between buying a painting from a store and hiring an artist to create one exclusively for you. The second option costs dramatically more, not because the materials are expensive, but because the experience is different and the result is unique. Nobody else owns it, and nobody else can copy it. That exclusivity creates value. But customization is only part of the story. Even before customization begins, the manufacturing philosophy is entirely different. Most automotive factories are designed for efficiency, speed, and volume, utilizing heavy automation to optimize output. Rolls-Royce follows a slower, more expensive, and more human philosophy. While technology plays an important role, human craftsmanship still sits at the center of the process. Walk through the factory and you'll notice it's quiet, suspiciously quiet. Not because nothing is happening, but because precision is happening, carefully, methodically, and patiently. Workers spend enormous amounts of time on details most people will never consciously notice. Panel alignment, material matching, surface finishing, and wood grain symmetry. Consider the interior. To the average observer, it simply looks beautiful, but behind that beauty exists an enormous amount of work. Leather selection follows strict standards, wood veneers are carefully matched, and patterns are inspected repeatedly. Imperfections are rejected, again and again and again. Most customers will never know the exact steps, but they will feel it. The environment feels different, the atmosphere feels different, and that feeling becomes part of the value. Then there's one of the most famous features in modern luxury, the Starlight headliner. At first glance, it seems simple, tiny lights embedded into the roof. Beautiful, elegant, and sophisticated. But what most people don't realize is how much work goes into creating it. Thousands of fiber optic lights are carefully positioned and individually installed by hand to resemble a night sky. Some customers request specific constellations or meaningful dates, turning a headliner into personal emotion. This is one of the biggest secrets behind luxury pricing. People often assume they pay for objects, but in reality, they pay for feelings. The feeling of exclusivity, the feeling of uniqueness, the feeling of significance. Rolls-Royce has mastered the art of turning emotions into products, and products built around emotion can command extraordinary prices because emotions rarely have clear market values. What is a memory worth? What is pride worth? What is identity worth? The answer changes from customer to customer, which is exactly why pricing becomes so flexible. But perhaps the most expensive thing Rolls-Royce sells isn't customization or craftsmanship, it's scarcity. Scarcity is one of the most powerful forces in economics. The less available something becomes, the more desirable it feels. Human beings are naturally attracted to rarity. We value what is difficult to obtain, we admire what few people possess, and we desire what others cannot easily access. The company could produce significantly more vehicles. The demand exists, the customers exist, and the market exists. Yet Rolls-Royce remains selective and controlled. Mass production creates a dangerous problem. The more common a luxury product becomes, the less luxurious it feels. And once exclusivity disappears, prestige often follows. Rolls-Royce refuses to take that risk. Instead, it protects scarcity, protects rarity, and protects desirability, even when doing so limits short-term growth. From a traditional business perspective, that sounds irrational. Why refuse additional sales? Why intentionally limit volume? Because Rolls-Royce isn't optimizing for quantity, it's optimizing for prestige. Prestige generates pricing power. Prestige creates demand, protects reputation, and compounds over time. Just like interest, protecting prestige today creates even greater value tomorrow. This is also why wealthy customers often tolerate waiting. Most people expect immediate delivery, but luxury customers often expect the opposite. Waiting reinforces exclusivity, rarity, and importance. If everyone could get a Rolls-Royce tomorrow, the experience would feel less special. Scarcity changes perception, and perception drives luxury markets. The most expensive part of a Rolls-Royce isn't the leather, it isn't the engine, and it isn't the handcrafted wood. It exists entirely inside the customer's mind. Luxury has never been purely about products. Luxury is about perception. Two people can look at the same object and see completely different things. One sees transportation, the other sees status. One sees a car, the other sees a symbol. One sees a price tag, the other sees identity. People buy products based on what those products mean. As wealth increases, priorities change. The average person spends money to improve life. The wealthy spend money to improve convenience. The ultra-wealthy spend money to improve time. And eventually, the world's richest people spend money to improve identity. Once every practical problem is solved, symbolic problems become the new priority. Imagine you're worth $10 billion. You own homes around the world, you have private aviation, and you have access to almost anything money can buy. At that point, another luxury car isn't changing your life. So why buy it? Because the purchase is no longer practical. It's emotional, psychological, and symbolic. Rolls-Royce occupies a unique position because it doesn't sell necessity, practicality, or even excitement. When people hear Ferrari, they think speed. When people hear Lamborghini, they think attention. When people hear Rolls-Royce, they think success. That association is worth billions. A customer may believe they're buying a vehicle, but psychologically, they're buying an identity, the story attached to the product. And the story is simple: power, influence, achievement, and respect. Not temporary success, but enduring success, the kind that survives trends, economic cycles, and generations. Once a brand achieves that position, pricing changes completely because customers aren't comparing products anymore. They're comparing symbols. And symbols follow different rules. Why spend $600,000 when another luxury vehicle costs half as much? Why spend $1 million when cheaper alternatives exist? Because they're not comparing transportation, they're comparing meaning, and meaning rarely has a fixed price. Consider the world of art. A canvas and paint may cost only a few $100s, yet the finished artwork can sell for millions. Value isn't determined by materials, it's determined by perception, history, meaning, and reputation. Rolls-Royce operates using these exact same principles. The materials and craftsmanship matter, but the meaning attached to the product matters even more. The average person talks about specifications, horsepower, and cost. The wealthy talk about experiences, presence, and value. At the highest levels of luxury, the conversation changes. Numbers become less important, and emotions become absolute. Meanwhile, competitors continued chasing market share with more production and more volume. Rolls-Royce remained focused on protection. Protection of identity, prestige, and reputation. Management understood a critical truth. A luxury brand can survive higher prices, but it cannot survive losing its identity. Once exclusivity disappears, luxury begins to fade. The modern era transformed the world with electric vehicles, social media, and shifting consumer behavior. Yet Rolls-Royce remained completely relevant. Why? Because technology changes, but human psychology doesn't. People still desire status, exclusivity, recognition, and symbols of success. Rolls-Royce is expensive because it exists at the intersection of craftsmanship, scarcity, prestige, psychology, and identity. It isn't selling transportation or technology, it's selling meaning. And meaning is one of the few things in the world that has no obvious ceiling. For more than a century, the brand survived wars, economic crises, and technological revolutions because while the world changed, its core promise never did. That is why kings, billionaires, celebrities, and entrepreneurs continue paying extraordinary prices. They aren't buying a car. They're buying one of the most powerful symbols of success ever created. And until another brand learns how to build a symbol with that exact level of meaning, the outcome will remain exactly the same. The throne is occupied, and the king remains the king.
Gonna ask him why, but you know why I'm torn. Everybody knows I'm torn.